Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 8 of my New York City Wrestling series for TEW 2016. This is, of course, the King of New York event, and yeah, we've got a pretty good show here. Probably a little bit spoiled there, as you could probably see the final. But we've got two other matches, on the card as well. We've got Marvel Malloy versus Animal Harker, and we've got the Empire title match between Bulldozer Brandon Smith and Man Mountain Cahill, which is going to be our semi-main event tonight. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Let's run the show. Get into the first quarter-final match. So, in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, El Midico Jr. defeated Savage Tiger Jr. in 12-13 by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex. Gets a 44D. The match got the show off to a strong start. El Midico had an in-ring performance of 44, Savage Tiger with 41. No worker improvements. Moving on to the next quarterfinal. So we have an angle here, just a generic promo backstage after his match. El Midico basically just says, he recently moved, is basing himself in the tri-state area now as well. So he comes out and says, I'm now a tri-state New York native, and I vow to become the King of New York tonight. And yeah, did pretty well. 41D, happy with that promo. The second quarterfinal match, Jeff Bourne versus Nigel Svensson, got a 50D plus. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Jeff Bourne defeated Nigel Svensson in 9:50 by pinfall with a Bourne again. The match got the crowd hotter. Jeff Bourne got a 44 in-ring performance and Svensson got a 48. No worker improvements, but that's a very good match. We then, in a poor match, Marsh Stranger defeated Brutus Milano in 5:48 by submission with a Cobra Clutch, 48D+. Very good match rating, considering Brutus is involved. But of course, he was off his game, and as you can see, Marsh Stranger had an in-ring performance of 55. No worker improvements there either. The final match, in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Storm Spillane defeated Crockett Tubbs in 9:36 by submission with a kneeling Boston Crab, and that gets us a 59C. So yeah, once again, that's one of our highest ever matches. Of course it involves Storm Spillane, but Crockett Tubbs, he's a lower mid-carder, our tri-state regional champion, putting in a decent performance there, to be honest. So yeah, Storm had an in-ring performance of 57. Crockett Tubbs is improving in performance skills. We then have Animal Harker cutting a promo on Marvel Malloy, gets a 60C, basically just addressing what Marvel said last week when he challenged him to a match. The match itself gets a 51D+. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Marvel Malloy defeated Animal Harker in 10:15 by pinfall with a Marvel Breaker. Animal Harker is improving in technical skills. Pretty decent match, I'm happy with that. We then have our first semi-final match for the King of New York title, or tournament title. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, El Midico Jr. defeated Jeff Bourne in 9:42 by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex, and that gets us a 45D. And as planned, this match brought the fans back down a little bit. That is because I actually had to keep Jeff Bourne strong to make sure El Midico got the win here. And El Midico had an in-ring performance of 51 there, so very impressive. He's only an opener, so yeah, quite a big push for him here tonight. The other semi-final match, in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Storm Spillane defeated Marsh Stranger in 10 minutes 6 seconds by submission with a kneeling Boston Crab. Gets us a 48D+. Marsh Stranger was really off his game. The match got the crowd hotter. Pretty much the same in-ring performance from these two guys, which is really good to see. We then have another 98 A-star Menace promo from Man Mountain Cahill, basically just challenging Bulldozer to put the Empire title on the line in tonight's match between the two in the semi-main event. Of course, Man Mountain Cahill's Menace skills are just absolutely insane. The match itself, 63C, and we actually protected Man Mountain Cahill because he wouldn't put Brandon over without it because of his creative control. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Bulldozer Brandon Smith defeated Man Mountain Cahill in 6:57 by pinfall with a backdrop driver. Bulldozer Brandon Smith makes defense number 1 of his NYCW Empire title. Wow. Bulldozer Brandon Smith had an in-ring performance of 76. I'm pretty sure that's like a really, really good in-ring performance. That's solid. I like that. He's definitely the right man to lead us forward as our champion. So yeah, that's the semi-main event, 63C. And the main event gets a 64C. Get in, that's even better. Okay, this is going to be a good show. This is going to be a very good show. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Storm Spillane defeated El Mitico Jr. in 10-11 by submission with a kneeling Boston Crab. Storm Spillane wins the NYCW King of New York tournament title. And El Mitico and Storm have great chemistry, and it showed in their performances. That's also something really, really good to come out of this match, because we now know that these two can put on a really good match. And obviously El Mitico's popularity is only like 21 or something. I'm not too sure what Storm's is, but yeah, once these guys get a bit more popular, because they're rated equally on performance and popularity, so yeah, once they start getting over a little bit more, these matches are going to start going up a lot in the ratings. They're probably looking at about a B once they both get to like C overness. So good stuff here. And of course, Storm manages to become the first ever King of New York. Very impressed with that. Okay, good stuff. Any worker improvements? No. Let's have a look at the show rating. We couldn't crack a C minus, but we got a 50D plus. Of course, we used El Mitico far too much because it's only an opener. And then we basically just get all the usual production value stuff. So, we're definitely going to go, I mean, the three are pretty easy. We'll go Bulldozer Brandon Smith, Storm Spillane, and El Mitico. I mean, you can't really go past those three guys with their performances today. And we'll give them all hugs, actually. Was very happy, was happy, and pleased. Good stuff. Okay, that's definitely our best event there, and I'm kind of expecting it to be one of the forefronts. I think tournaments are quite good, to be honest. They save you quite a bit of money because you're not paying a lot in pay-per-appearance fees. You're getting certain guys over that you really want to, because they're picking up 2 or 3 wins in a night, and yeah, I mean, you can pretty much use the best workers that you want to in those matches to get you decent ratings, and obviously they'll get even better with the stat increases as well. Okay, so time to heal. El Mitico and Storm, I mean, that's to be expected. They both wrestled like 30 minutes plus during that event. I keep calling it a pay-per-view, but it's an event because we're not actually on a pay-per-view like network or channel, whatever you call it. Anyway, so that's that. The storylines, I don't think they've really changed all that much. Empire Building is a 63C, Tag Team Titles 64C, New Generation, I don't really know what to do with the storyline, but 25E, and then Old School versus New School. We didn't really touch on this either, because Marvel Malloy versus Animal, and obviously Storm was in the tournament. That's on a 42D. We have a look at our creative meeting here. The top 2 guys are Bulldozer and Storm. Then we got Cahill. I mean, these 3 guys, they're all over 45, so that's a little bit worrying. We need to try and embed a few more younger guys up here. We need to start dropping Cahill, as I mentioned before. We still need to either offer him a new deal or let his contract run out. I'm not too sure, but something's got to be done. We've got to get some young guys on this list. As far as next big things, we've got 5 of them, so yeah, we should really be pushing these guys. We've got Nigel Svensson, number 1, Tennessee William, 2, Whitehorse Whitaker, number 3, Mitico Jr. is number 4, and we've got Chevy Ferreira to round out the 5. The hot prospects are fairly similar, except Seth Whitehead and Hawkeye Calhoun are here. Talk the talk, yeah, Bulldozer. El Mitico's here, Chevy's here, good to see that as well. Showstoppers, obviously El Mitico, and then we got Savage Tiger, Marvel, Bulldozer, and Storm. So yeah, 5 guys that I'm currently, trying to push ever so slightly. Savage is probably the only one there that I'm not a massive fan of, but he can wrestle, so yeah, it's putting him in good stead in my eyes. The ring generals, Steve Flash is obviously there, and the actual ring generals, and Bulldozer. They actually look like it could be a decent stable, just with their pictures there, with their renders. Who's hot? Honest Frank, Bulldozer, Marvel, Man Mouse and Cahill, and Storm Spillane. Who's not? Andrew Harper, Freedom Eagle, and the New York Doll. Hidden Gems, Rudy Velasquez, Ant-Man, Davis Wayne Newton, Ray Snow, and Kip Keenan. Kip Keenan could be an interesting one. Let's have a look at him, actually. I want to have a quick look at his stats. Yeah, he's alright. He's not bad. Star quality's there. Charisma's pretty much there. Not too far off on psychology either. And he's got good stamina, so he can go for a while. He's working for FCW. We might have a look at that. I'm not too sure. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this episode up. I hope you will join me next time for March into Manhattan. That'll be our next episode. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this one, drop a like. If you're not a subscriber already, make sure you head over to the channel and do that, or press the button down below. And yeah, apart from that, goodbye guys, and I'll see you next time.